I have dedicated my professional career to the study and control of arthropods.
Hi, this is a video response to seanmPWH's video, Sarah Palin for President. I'm going to assume, Sean, that you your knowledge of Sarah Palin basically comes from, I don't know, talk radio or what you've seen in the conservative press about her during her run for the presidency last year, or vice presidency last year. I don't think you know anything about her, the real her, or I don't think you'd be supporting her, for presidency. I find that really interesting, that anybody could. I honestly can't believe that she ever made it to be mayor of Wasilla, let alone any more aspirations, given her extreme, and I'm not talking, this is not a biased viewpoint. I am biased, but I mean, this is not a biased viewpoint. She is, her education is pathetic. Her ignorance is astonishingly profound on almost every single issue that she's asked about. And pretending that, and I know that this is the repainted image, the airbrushed version of her that suddenly appeared, which to us Alaskans was pretty close to disgusting. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. Being in Alaska, being a red state, I'm a Democrat, but a good number of my friends are Republicans, even some pretty extreme Republicans. We agree to disagree on these issues. Alaska Republicans can't stand this woman. Okay, anyway, but that's all an aside. You talk about her being the myth that was created is that she's some kind of a Washington outsider. That she's like Matt Damon said, some hockey mom that's just gonna use her good old fashioned know-how to clean up Washington. That's this image that's been created, which ignores the fact that she's been a political insider back when she was nobody. I mean, this is the thing. Years before she ever had, or anybody knew of any higher political aspirations. I can't remember the name of the blog. I don't know if it was the Mud Flats. I'm not sure. But there was, stories that were run. For us Alaska liberals, aroused some interest back when she was mayor of Wasilla, because the big accusation against her there was, Wasilla, as you know, is a fairly small community, and its politics, worked a lot like a lot of Alaska's politics work, a whole lot more like Mayberry than what you would expect in a city or in the lower 48, meaning a whole lot more of kind of deals done by handshake and sort of friendly elections that were friendly elections and this kind of thing. And Sarah Palin was known as the person who brought big city politics to Wasilla. Okay, that was her legacy there, in that she ran a campaign, even against her mother-in-law, or her stepmother. Anyway, she ran a campaign where all kinds of nasty stuff, defacing. They were accused of defacing signs from her opponent, and essentially made it into an ugly, backstabbing, dirty politics thing. And then after getting in, she started her campaign of firings and getting rid of all of her supposed rivals and all. Anyway, she brought nasty politics, as dirty as anything that happens in Washington, D.C., to the little town of Wasilla. She brought those same tactics when she ran for governor. She's by no means, I mean, that whole persona that she has, I don't know. That you believe it, I don't know what that says about your ability to discern fact from fiction. But the one thing that I think, and I've thought this, her association, I'm going to say this part, her association with the Alaskan Independence Party, in my opinion, should disqualify her from any consideration of politics. That it hasn't, I think, shows more about the stupidity of the American public and well, the reluctance of our news agencies to cover what's really important stories. The Alaska Independence Party, it's kind of been treated. I mean, I got even these people I talk to about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, they're kind of a little wacky, but what can you do?" Kind of like, as if there's Republicans, and then there's this little right-wing Republicans, and then there's this Alaska Independence Party there, kind of like a bunch of harmless little somewhat wacky in here and there, but overall a bunch of good sticks. Do you know? I'm going to say this because I think when you talk about you think that she should have seceded from the country. I think that's because of her association with the Alaska Independence Party, and she's never been a member, although they claim she was a member before the election, before she was considered for the vice presidency. Then they said, well, they don't think she was a member. But her husband has been a member. Todd has been a member for a long time. The Alaska Independence Party, if you don't know this, their actual founding principles, and you can go to their website and they sound reasonably harmless. But what they don't mention on their website, and I have this right from their one of their leaders who attended a political conference in Sitka in 1999, and I sat down and had a long talk with this guy because I wanted to find out what they stood for. And once you get through all of the crap about about economics and all this kind of stuff they like to talk about, when you dig deep, you find out that their primary motivation, their actual motivation for independence, is that they believe that God gave America to Christians to establish a Christian nation. But then that dream was blown. Satanic forces or evil penetrated and destroyed that dream. And so as a second chance, God gave a new set of founding fathers, Alaska. And that if we try hard enough and secede, we can make Alaska this Christian nation. That's really what they're about. Okay? Their platform is extremely racist. And I'm seriously. They crouch it in terms about talking about rural versus urban and subsistence rights and all this kind of stuff. But you read through it, you cut through the crap, and they are anti-Alaska Native, severely anti-Alaska Native. Okay, they are exclusively a party of white people. Okay, and I don't know if they actually exclude Native Alaskans from their thing, but you'd have to be some kind of, I don't know what you'd have to be a person of color and join the party, because all of their stuff is about the rights of white people, protecting the rights of white people. They say it's not white people they're protecting. They say it's, just good God-fearing Americans are protecting, or Alaskans are protecting. But the point is, they are on and on and on about stopping village subsistence rights. Against they've argued against ANCSA, they've argued against ANILCA, they've argued against anything like that benefits the non-white, which is a substantial number of people in this state, are not Caucasians, are not even really Western culture. They're not many generations removed from a very much a subsistence lifestyle, and I 100% support those people. Anyway, so. Right there, that association should kill her anything that she's got for the presidency, and I hope to hell that if somebody's dumb enough to run her for president, that they expose that the entire dirty, ugly, backstabbing, white power history of the Alaska Independence Party is brought out, and any association she has with it, I think in a just nation will kill any chance she's got, and I hope to hell it happens. I actually hope to hell the Republicans run her. It'll at least guarantee we have another 4 years of Obama. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Just think about these things, and I'll talk to you later.